Hi, this is Amy with Amy's Sewing Studio. I wanted to give you a quick visual of a couple things I talk about in this post. The first one is how you cut your fabric. The measurements that I give you in this post that I used for all my fabric strips, I did 7 inches, and then the width on these is 3/4 of an inch. And how I did it at first, all these strips, is I had several layers of fabric on top of each other. I measured out a width of 7 inches, and then I actually turned the fabric. I straightened my sides on my mat right here, and I measured the individual strips 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch, and I just cut as I measured. And then after I had all my strips cut, I individually folded these in half and pressed them one by one. And then after I got all done with my strips, I figured out, oh my gosh, there is an easier way, and so I wanted to show you the alternate way that I try and give direction for, but sometimes visual is better than trying to put it into words. So you'll still measure out your fabric. We'll go with the 7 inches that I use. Use your 7 inches, and you can still have several layers of fabric on top of each other after you fold. So what I'm trying to explain is, for this alternate way of cutting, is after you have your 7 inches here, fold this piece in half. You'll straighten out the edges, and then you can take this piece to the ironing board and press it. Press your fold line flat. And then you can take several layers of fabric if you want to and put them together. And then take your ruler and your rotary cutter and just you'll cut the width of your strips, and that way when you are done, you have your individual strips, but they're already ironed. You don't have to iron every individual strip like I did. You can just iron one piece of fabric. So this is a good alternate way of cutting. The second thing that I wanted to show you, I am finishing up this strand of adding I chose to use a twine to go lace up all my strips together. And this is the reason why I have sewn a seam at the top of my strips, because I sew the thread through the top, and then that's how you're going to be able to hang your garland after you're all finished. So this is the size 13 yarn needle that I talk about, and this is perfect because the eye of the needle is wide enough that it'll fit ribbon. The twine went through just fine, and the bottom of this needle is not sharp at all, so it's not going to get caught on your fabric when you're bringing your ribbon or yarn through your strips. So I just pretty easy. It's hard to do with me looking in the camera, but the needle is going through the strips really easy. And after I get a few strips on my needle, I pull them on the thread there, or on the twine, sorry. And I'll finish up these last few fabric strips. There we go. I'm going to pull the rest of my twine through. The one thing that I'm going to do to tie this off so I can have a little loop for hanging is I'm just going to cut the edge of this twine. And then I'm just going to leave a loop however big you want to leave it. You're going to kind of do an X like that, and then the next time you tie this thread or tie a knot, you're going to go through this other string, and then you'll just pull through. With the twine, I'll probably do a couple more times of knot, but you get it tight, and then you have this little loop on the end to hang whatever you're going to hang your twine on. And then you can use this loop also as your point to start adjusting how tight that you want your fabric strips to look on your string. You can have them spread out pretty good, or you can have them close together. It's your choice, but hopefully you get the idea. And then you'll do the same with the other end of your garland. And one more thing I wanted to mention, believe it or not, this is all one long continuous strip of garland that I sewed on my machine, like I showed you in the first video. You can take smaller manageable pieces, you know, maybe 10 or 20 strips of garland if you want, and sew them. That way when you're moving your garland on this, your fabric strips on the string, you're not constantly moving the same piece like I was. That was a little challenging. So just a few updates that I've thought about after I've gotten this done. If you have any questions, my email's at the bottom of the post, and I hope you have fun making your fabric strip garland. Thanks for watching. Bye.